the cabin today, again, cooking up a little bit of lunch. I wasn't going to do a podcast today. We were in the woods cutting up a maple that had fallen down to have some firewood for next winter. And I thought, I was just going to have some lunch and just enjoy myself. A bit of spices as usual. I thought of one more topic that I kind of danced around a few times on other podcasts. And that's for people who are just thinking about getting into flintlock hunting or traditional long rifles. What would I recommend as the first rifle, and maybe a few accessories that they may want to think about? So while we're having our little lunch discussion, that's what we're going to talk about today. So if you're thinking about getting into flintlock hunting or percussion or any other traditional long rifle, I think today we're going to be able to answer a few questions. And you can hear the bacon sizzling in the background. We're going to tend to that. So we're going to get these pork strips cooked up, and we're going to have a nice lunch and a little conversation. The dust has stove pretty hot today. It's not taking very long for this stuff to cook up. And we'll be having us a really nice lunch. We always have a nice lunch. It didn't take long, did it? So it's even hotter than normal. That's this pork cooked a nice golden brown. This is going to be delicious. Another great lunch in a jar, of course. Now today I thought we would talk about things that I would recommend for somebody who's thinking about getting into a traditional long rifle. You're right on the cusp of making that decision, but you don't want to be throwing away a whole bunch of money and end up with something that you don't like or something that you're not interested in down the road. The most expensive acquisition that you're going to make is a rifle or a smoothbore. Now, what I'm going to recommend is something by a gentleman by the name of Jim Kibler. I have nothing to do with Jim. I met him one time at a gun building seminar in Ohio. But I admire what he's done. The guy makes a quality product, and he has a reputation for unbelievable service. He has a reputation that you just hope to have when you're in that kind of business. But anyway, We're going to have some of this pork and some bacon and some bread and butter and a little bit of beer. The first thing that you're going to need is patience. Now, y'all want to run down to the big box store and grab something off the shelf and go hunting right away. When it comes to traditional long rifles, it doesn't work that way. What Jim sells is a kit. He sells several different kinds, and dollar for dollar at that price point, you just cannot get something of better quality or something that is more authentic than what he's putting out to his customers. There's lots of information on social media. You can go on YouTube or Facebook, and there's tons and tons of information on his products. I have a video out that I put one together. If I put one together, anyone can put one together. Look at that, 10 thumbs. And I managed to get one together, and it looked amazing. Then again, when you're putting one together, patience is your biggest asset. Enjoy the process, savor it, and when you're done, you'll have something that you can be proud of. These lunches are so delicious. It doesn't take much. Fry up a little bit of meat, some bacon, some bread, butter, some beer. Somebody should open a restaurant. That's all that's here. Fried meat, bacon, and beer. A little bit of bread. Get lined down the street. What kind of dollars are you looking at to get something from Jim? We're going to throw the number somewhere between $1,300 and $1,500. Maybe a touch more if you go for some really fancy wood. He has all kinds of options, and that's what makes your rifle unique and not like 1,000 other guns. When you put this gun together, you're going to be proud of it. You're going to get a lot more satisfaction, and you're going to have an heirloom item that you can pass on to your children. And when they use it or they look at it up in the wall, they're going to have that memory. That's when Grandpa built that gun, and that's worth something all by itself. Now, there's a safety factor in buying a quality gun, whether it's Jim's or somebody else's. There are other guys out there that make great stuff. You just won't find that stuff at the big box stores. That is down the road if you change your interest. And that happens. There's nothing wrong with that. You're not going to take a beating when you go to liquidate it. If you buy one of the factory guns from Italy, first time you sight it in, the value is exactly 50%. So down the road, if you change your mind, there's that safety factor, that knowing that you're not going to take too bad of a beating when you get out of it. The performance is going to be so much better, and you're just going to enjoy yourself so much more when you're using it. It's going to be so much more reliable. There really aren't too many other options than not just Jim's rifle, but to get a quality built long rifle. Now, if you want to buy something that's already made and you're looking for a bit of a deal, there's an internet forum called American Long Rifles. Get registered on that and go into their classified section. There you'll find lots of guys who are, some guys just build guns. It's just kind of like a bad habit they have. They love building guns. and they'll let their guns go at a pretty reasonable price, or maybe they've gone to a different caliber. They start off with a small game rifle and they want to get a big game rifle, or they start off with a semi-custom gun, they're going to a custom gun. There's lots of reasons, but lots of times there's lots of deals on American long rifles, and you're not going to find a more knowledgeable bunch of men or a more friendly atmosphere to acquire the tools that you need or to get the information that you need, because these guys, they've answered all the dumb questions time and time again, and they do so respectfully. They're happy to share their information. Probably the best internet forum going on any subject. I've been a member on there for years and years, and it's just so much information and entertainment. That's American Long Rifles Forum. So look into that. Now let's say you get your rifle. It's a 50 caliber Woods Runner, and you're happy as punch. What else do you need? For goodness sake, get a ball puller. You're going to need it. Buy it now, because what's going to happen, well, there's two kinds of people in the flintlock world or long rifle world. Those that have used the ball puller and those that are going to. So get it now. That way when you do need it, you don't have to wait for it down at the post office to show up. Get a ball puller. Another thing you're going to like is a range rod. That's something that's not made out of wood. It'll take a little bit more abuse and save your wiping stick or your ramrod that comes with your rifle. And it's, you know, for cleaning and stuff. And if you buy one, you're going to say, wow, I'm never glad I bought that because I use it so much. Powder horn. Get a medium to small powder horn. You don't need 2 pounds of powder to go hunt squirrels or deer. Unless you're going for a week or 2 week trek in the woods, a medium or smaller size powder horn is all you need. It's just that much more convenient to use and not as cumbersome. If you want a commercially made shooting bag, mine is by Leatherman. I've had it for, oh my goodness, at least 15 years. And the older it gets, the better it looks. As it breaks in, it gets a little bit softer, it's a little bit nicer. But that's a product that you would be happy with. And there are dozens and dozens of guys on Facebook and the different groups that make fantastic products as far as shooting bags. They're a little bit pricey, probably running $135 to $200 for a quality made, original looking shooting bag. Is it worth the price? Probably. If I had it to do over, I would buy a custom one. But I have my Leatherman and it served me well, and so I'm not going to have the expense of owning two, so I'm just going to keep my Leatherman, and I'm happy with that. So anyway, those are some ideas that I think, some advice that I would like to give anybody who's thinking about getting into a traditional long rifle, whether it's flintlock or percussion. Those are solid pieces of advice that I think you'll come to appreciate as you get deeper and deeper into the sport. Most, if not all of my videos, I always save something for the end. And right now, I'm in Cape Breton, Nova Scotia, one of the most beautiful places in the world. Unbelievable trout fishing. Not too bad at deer hunting. Deer are a little bit scarce where I am. But we ain't got no turkeys, we ain't got no squirrels. So there's some give and take no matter what. The one thing we do have at our place is a pet bald eagle. If I put a treat out for him in front of our house, a lot of times he'd come and picked it up before I even get back in the house. If I take something out, let's say I get some fish, I take it home and I fillet the fish, I take the skeleton and the head out. Now you'll here buddy, now look, and I'll see him coming across the lake, and he is dead serious. He's on a mission. And so I'll throw that out in front of our living room window, and before I can even get back on the deck, he's got it scooped up and away he goes. So we got a nest nearby, and we see bald eagles, I don't know, 5, 10, 20 times a day. And we have Buddy, our pet eagle. Sometimes, if I go fishing and I don't get anything, or I clean my fish where I catch them and I'm at home and maybe I'm cooking up something on the grill, he'll be in a tree nearby. And if I don't have a treat for him, I hear about it. He'll start screaming at me. So even when I grill something, I always have to have something a little bit special. I hear about it. So anyway, we're going to show some pictures of Buddy. I don't know if I have a video or not, but I have a lot of pictures of him stopping by for a visit or taking off with his monstrous wingspan. So I think you'll enjoy that. Anyway, we're going to enjoy this meal. That's what we're going to do. I wasn't going to have any dessert today, but there's something I wanted to add that I was going to put in the original first part of the podcast, and I forgot. One of the things that absolutely every single hunter that uses a traditional long rifle has thought about is, why don't more people hunt with a traditional long rifle? And the answer escapes them because they just cannot figure it out. Now I'm going to tell you what you already suspect. It's more fun. We're having more fun than the other guys. It is just that much more rewarding. It's that much more satisfying to take game with a traditional long rifle. There's a sense of woodsmanship, a primitive connection to the hunt that you just cannot experience with modern technology. Modern technology is ruining our lives today, and when you can escape it, it gets back to something simpler, more rustic. It's just a stronger connection to the wilderness that you're trying to enjoy. So if you think that hunting with a traditional long rifle is going to add more enjoyment, more pleasure, more fun to your outdoor experience, guess what? You're right. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video today. Thanks for the visit, and we'll see you again soon.